Hello and welcome or welcome back to the YouTube channel of Friends All. Today we have Cue Card, that is a part 2 of the speaking module of the IELTS exam. So we are going to start with the Cue Card, but before starting I am going to discuss with you something related to the strategy that we need to opt for while answering the speaking Cue Card. So it is not uncommon that students come to me and say that they feel more stressed and filled with anxiety whenever they go for the part 2, that is a cue card. The reason behind being that they are being stressed to speak at a length, and they think that it is one question and they find it difficult to elaborate, and due to stress they are unable to use the vocabulary and maintain a control on their pronunciation also. So here is a thing that I suggest to all of my students, and I also want to bring into your attention that in order to score a very good band score, it is essential to perform well in a part 2 because it is an opportunity where you speak at a stretch and the examiner is looking for mistakes if you commit any. So what we will be doing or what we should do while we are going to answer the part 2 cue card, we are not going to consider it as a single question. Instead, all the bullet points given, we must consider it as an individual question. In the actual exam, you are given a question paper on which your cue card question is printed, along with a rough sheet, a blank piece of paper, and a pencil. So, what you have to do in the exam is that write 1 to 2 words answering each part of the question, and then go for answering the question in a chronological manner, that is in a sequence. By following this technique, you can easily boost your score in CC, that is coherence and cohesion, as well as you can boost your score in lexical, that is vocabulary. So let us start with the cue card. Today we have described something you lost and found. So here he is saying that first you lost it, then afterwards you found it. So let us start with the answer. On a day-to-day basis, we tend to lose a number of items and sometimes we get hands on them. Now let us try to understand this sentence. So we have started with a natural connector on a day-to-day basis. Very important, note it down. Instead of using artificial connectors, I always suggest my students to use natural connectors such as on a day-to-day basis. We tend to lose a number of items, like it is not uncommon that we lose a number of items and sometimes we get hands on them. So get hands on them means that we find them. So we have said in the first line, on a day-to-day basis we tend to lose a number of items and sometimes we get hands on them. Next sentence we have, today I am gonna talk about one such item. So here I am going to give you a pronunciation tip that work very well in the exam. So instead of saying I am going to, we simply say I am gonna. So gonna is a contraction of going to. So in the speaking exam, this thing works very well to boost your pronunciation score. So we have said in this line that today I'm gonna talk about one such item. So one such item, we are pointing backwards and obviously you are going to score in the CC again. So it was a pen drive, we have used it, which is a pronoun, and obviously you are pointing backwards, that is you are talking on a single topic and it is a win-win situation for you. It was a pen drive of silver color and was SanDisk made. Very important, note it down, made. So whenever we have to say that this car is of Maruti company, let us say, then we say this car is Maruti made. So we have said that it was a pen drive of silver color and was Sandisk made. That is, its manufacturing company was Sandisk. Next, we continue. It contained important data related to my work. So I have attached a key ring so as to avoid its loss. So we have said that the pen drive contained important data related to your work. So we are giving evidence by saying so. So I have attached a key ring to avoid its loss. Next, a natural way of speaking. Well, I lost it at my home after returning from work. So where I lost it? I remember that I lost it at my home. Next we have it happened last weekend that I forgot to check my trousers before giving them to laundry. So last weekend I have given my trousers for laundry but I forgot to check them. Next, unfortunately, again a very good natural connector that fits here well. Unfortunately, there was my pen drive in one of the pockets. So there was a pen drive in one of my pockets. Ultimately, the following day, I tried my level best to find it before leaving for office. So the next day, when I was at home, I tried my level best means I tried it hard. I tried my level best to find it before leaving for office. So instead of repeating my pen drive, it is better to say it. I remember vividly. So if so, in order to mention that you haven't forgotten that thing, we use a natural way of saying I remember vividly that it was the first day. Okay, why we used the before first? Because first is a cardinal number and it is a rule of grammar that before a cardinal number we use the. I went to office without taking a bath. Okay, so it is again out of the blue that I remember vividly that it was the first day. So, or we can say it was for the first time that I went to office without taking a bath, and the whole day I wondered where my pen drive was. So, at the back of my head, what was going that where I have kept my pen drive. Next, again, a natural connector. Fortunately, my mother came to rescue. So, came to rescue means helped me to come out of a problem, solved my problem, and so on, and found it in the washing machine. So, fortunately, my mother came to rescue and found it in the washing machine. She called me during lunchtime. So, she called afterwards. After finding the pen drive, she called me during lunchtime. Believe me, it was really a sigh of relief for me as I needed it badly for the upcoming seminar. So, believe me, again, we are providing here exclamatory type of a sentence. So, we are stressing on the situation that it was a sigh of relief. Sigh of relief simply means that you were relieved from a problem, from a stress as I needed it badly for the upcoming seminar. So we are using as like because I needed it badly for the upcoming seminar. This incident really taught me a life lesson to always take care of my belongings. So belongings are simply the stuff that belongs to you that you have. So we have said that this incident, again, this incident we are pointing backwards and it is an excellent way of scoring a very good band score. Taught me a life lesson. Note it down. Taught me a life lesson. So it has taught me a lesson that I will remember my entire life to always take care of my belongings. All in all, okay, I always suggest all of my students to signal the examiner that you are going to end the cue card. Generally, in the speaking exam, it is not uncommon that the examiner may stop you in between. And don't worry, it doesn't mean that you haven't spoken well or you have committed a lot of mistakes. It simply means the examiner has concluded what your level of English is, and don't worry in that case. But if you are speaking, and the examiner is not stopping, and you are confident you have spoken at a stretch, so I would suggest that you conclude your speaking part 2, that is a cue card, by using the connector all in all. So we will end it in this way. All in all, it was an incident when I lost my pen drive and later found it. So this was the incident, so this was the situation. This comes from your directly from your question. All in all, it was an incident when I lost my pen drive and later found it. So instead of saying that lost something, we are putting here pen drive because we have talked at stretch about the pen drive. Okay, this was part 2 cue card related to your speaking module. In another video, I am going to explain the vocabulary as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, friends.